welcome to our Monday morning mastermind. That's morning for us, but for some of you, it's noon on the East Coast. So we're going to have a lot of fun today. We're going to be talking about different topics and different things going on. What's going on in the industry? What are you seeing in your markets? What are some of the agents having to deal with in today's environment? So we got a lot of great things going on today. But before we get started, we are Grow Global. We have agents from all across the industry that come in, not just from the company that we're with, but come in to provide ideas and share what's working with them. And we have a site called whygrowglobal.com. You can go to whygrowglobal.com, see a lot of information about our community, what we're doing, video recordings of our calls, and feel free to invite other agents to jump on and listen to us live, but also go back and watch those recordings because we love helping out agents to grow their business. That's the big key in real estate is giving back and helping others. That's how you make a difference in the world. So today, since Kim and I are both here in Florida, and we're actually in different parts of our Airbnb house that we're renting here, and we want to go over just what's going on in your marketplace. What are you seeing trend wise? I mean, I'm hearing all kinds of stuff in the market. The one thing that I keep hearing right now, and I keep seeing over and over in statistics, in numbers, is we're seeing inventory going up. We're seeing lots of inventory happening, different levels and different speeds in different marketplaces. So we're seeing a lot of that happening right now in real time, and even record numbers of inventories. The problem is the buyer's side is at record lows. So there's a big gap in there right now. And one of the things that I'm hearing, and I want to get your guys' feedback, and we're going to have conversations about this throughout this call, is why is that? What is going on in the market?
Oh,
One
I
things
was
that I'm
pressing this
hearing,
to lower the volume. It's not
hold
lowering.
on. Yeah, there we go. She's muted. So one of the things that I'm hearing, and I want to get your feedback on all of this, is I'm hearing that the listings coming on the market, the sellers want more money than the buyers are willing to pay. That's what I'm hearing and seeing. The buyers a little more picky. Obviously, they can negotiate now. The buyers have to deal with interest rates in that market right now and what's going on. But they're now pulling back and not going to pull the trigger unless it's the right deal. Whereas a few years ago, they would say, how much extra money do I need to put in this deal to get it? And so now it's a different game. So we've got, and I've told agents for 30 years, we are educators in the market. We have to educate our buyers and we have to educate our sellers into what the current market conditions are. And they're constantly changing. And that's why, as real estate agents, we need to be up on what's going on in the market all the time because it's not the same. It constantly changes. So we have to educate the buyers and sellers of where the market is, what the best scenario is for them in this market. So that's what I've heard. That's what I've experienced in the marketplace. I want to get your guys' ideas on what you guys are seeing. And I know Keith and Kelly are on, and I know they have a big pulse of what's going on in the marketplace. So I'd love to hear their ideas of what's going on in
Right,
their areas. And then from the rest of you guys too, what are you seeing
right.
in your markets as far as what's going on with buyers, what's going on in sellers, and that kind of thing?
So Keith and Kelly are like not only like a mega big agents, but they also coaches a bunch of agents. So
Yep.
they these are the things that they do pretty much every day to help out all the real estate agents. So they are not the expert, but they are the coaches of the coaches. Okay,
Coaches
so
of the
I mean
experts.
when Kelly and Keith speak, I mean, you have got to listen
Yeah,
and
that's
take notes
right.
because I do too. Because they teach the coaches and then they teach agents all over the country, all over the world. So they are BA, which means badass. so, so yeah, so Coach Kelly and Coach Keith, welcome to share with the rest of our agents and our real estate industry as to what is the market, how the market doing right now. Yes, ma'am.
But Keith, you're still muted. Our market inventory is up, and so are prices. That's kind of counterintuitive, but
Right.
what I'm seeing in the market is that we have buyers who think the sky is falling and they can get a house for next to nothing, and we have sellers who think that it's 2022. And so you have this gap. You have this gap,
Right.
but in that gap is where the opportunity for all of us is.
Yeah.
That's where the opportunity is, because if we can set the proper expectations for buyer and seller, which you're
Mm-hmm.
having to do it on both sides. The problem is that agents who don't arm themselves with the information, they're on one side or the other. They're not in the gap seeking those opportunities. And that's why we're seeing so many expireds, because expectations weren't set properly. And so we have to, instead of chasing the market, we have to get in front of the market when we're listing a property. And that really calls for not necessarily looking at the last thing that's sold, but it may be looking at what's currently on the market and not selling.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yes.
So it's a big mind shift for everyone, whether depending on what side you're representing. And there are opportunities for buyers. Right now, we just asked for a new roof today. I'm representing the buyers, and years ago that wouldn't have been the case. And I'm pretty sure that we're going to get it, how I structured the inspection response. So it's really
Well, and
about
That's
roofs
very
are,
good point.
yeah, roofs are really a hot topic right now because there are some insurance companies that won't insure you if the roof is too old, or they'll exempt it if it's too old, and it could be a big part of the negotiation.
That's exactly it. I put in there that it's 18 years old and it's just about uninsurable.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
so either they do it, but we also put in there that there's potential hail damage, and so go to your insurance company seller side and see if you can get a roof from the insurance company, and we can move forward that way. So that's what I'm seeing in the market. Opportunities, but within reason.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And I would
The
say
po
it's definitely in
Okay.
segments. So single family properties, Kelly's property, the value, prices are up. I'm working with a condo seller in this part of DC where condos are just a dime a dozen right now. And so prices are sliding a little bit. And so having to have this seller understand that the segment and location you're in got a lot of competition. And in order to meet your expectation of a sale today, we're not priced for a sale today. You're priced to have to sit and wait it out. So
Hmm.
again, doing that education and laying out the groundwork to let everyone know where we are. And then you got to be comfortable with that. You can do your job and
Right.
educate, but don't beat yourself up too much about it. I mean, if you did your job, you educated, you set expectations.
And that's Kelly, Coach Kelly and Keith were right on it 100%. Case in point. So when I 3 months ago, actually 2 months ago, when I was taking this listing in Decatur, Georgia, I went in knowing exactly he cannot price this home more than 450, right? But then he was like a $500,000. Okay, Kelly, Coach Kelly, and so I said, listen, I don't mind going listing at $500,000 as you wish, but this is your marketing plan. So how do you plan to go down to 450 when the time hits, right? So, and he was like, what do you mean? We're not going to go to 450. We're not going to do that. We're losing money. We're losing too much because he put so much money in, and of course he want to get everything out, right? So long story short, fast forward 2 months later, we are under contract. We're closing this coming Thursday. Guess at what price, Coach Kelly? 450. Exactly. And it's like, and it happened, and then Rob's relative, like when he going to his son, we went there, and his son was like, everybody come to the pricing of the home of his son, 415, 425, because that's what's going on in the market, right? And this was last October, and I went in and I say, you got lucky if you got 350. He's like, whoa, Kim, there is no way in the world go 415 to 350. I said, no problem. We can list it at for $500,000. If somebody come in cash and pay you right now, I'm happy to get 3%, 6% of that. Well, what happened was, again, put on the market. I mean, kicking and screaming, show him the bell curve. If you list this price, and we rather get a bunch of offers versus not. Long story short, we listed at 350 and we sold it within 1 week. And he was like, and all the other homes at 454, they reduce. 4 months later, every one of those listings that listed at the time for 415 went out to 350. And I'm like, see, we on vacation a whole lot. So if pricing we all agents have to have the courage to understand the market, not just going to lowballing. I'm not talking about that.
Right.
I'm talking about professionally
Yeah.
understand the market, like Coach Kelly was saying earlier, Coach Key was saying earlier, that we have to know what's going on, who are we competing, and how can we go under and get the job done for our sellers. And they are thinking we are the hero, and that's what my seller feel about me right now. So I'm happy. So keep going, study the market, but do exactly as a professional expert that we are.
Yeah.
So I see a message from Anthony Robinson. Can you share with us your average DOM? Yes. The people who
Days on the
listen to
market.
me, they on the market. Yes. So I can go first. For me, if they do exactly what I say, 3 weeks. If they don't do what I say, 65 days. And they still go exactly back to what I already told them from the beginning. So that's my average day on the market within 3 weeks, doing exactly what I said, exactly what I recommended. And my with my marketing plan, do exactly what Coach Kelly and Coach Key were talking about, how to do open house, go 20, it's just a whole conversation about do marketing right the first time. You should get everything
But
sold in 3 weeks.
But that's a good point, because you can have days on the market for the homes that are out there right now, average days on the market, but that's based at a higher price point than they need to be. What would the average days on the market be for something that's priced right? That's a good point to point out to people.
Exactly. And that should be part of your listing presentation when you're there, to show these homes priced at X, they're on the market this amount of time. This particular home priced here, offer in so many days, close in so many days. That is a specific point that should be highlighted when you're presenting to that seller.
Absolutely.
And
I know Tony has his hand up. Tony, you want to jump in here? Tony, you're still muted.
Yep,
There we
sorry.
go.
Unmute didn't want to work for me for there. Yeah, the one thing I've been noticing, or that I see, and a lot of agents, they're not pricing the houses accordingly.
Mhm.
And they're also not educating their buyers. And I'm looking at, I'm specifically looking for properties for me to purchase, and a lot of these are from probate sales, so very dated properties, need tons of updates because no one in today's market wants to buy something that their grandparents or their great grandparents, found acceptable, as we all know. But yet I'm seeing a ton of these houses, and it's like they got the pink bathtubs, shag carpet, and they're thinking they're going to get today's value out of it, and it's just not. And the other thing I'm seeing is agents are not, like list agents are not informing their clients, hey, we might have to give some concessions, and do to help the buyers acquire the property, and they don't even want to give any sort of commission to the buyers' realtors. Been noticing that a lot too in my market.
So I gotta address that. Like I have to, because so many people now are upset about, oh, the listing site isn't offering commission. Negotiate your commission from the buyer. I mean, that's the bottom line. Negotiate it from the buyer. If the seller does decide as part of the negotiations to pay you, that's wonderful. You say, you know what? I just saved you, buyer, exactly what they're.
You went on
Hey,
mute,
Kelly,
Kelly.
you're muted.
We're muted. I didn't do
My
it.
computer, my computer didn't want me to but when we can add value to our buyers, and there's always that concern, oh, my buyers don't have enough money to pay me. They will find a way. And some lenders now are creating opportunities where it can be rolled in to the price. But when you've added enough value to them, I am not having problems with my buyers are all paying the difference plus a fee, a flat fee on top of it for the cost of acquiring a client and maintaining them. It's more gas, it's more time, it's more offers, it's more of everything. And so we have to learn as realtors to be able to negotiate our worth. And if we don't do that, those are the people that we're going to see out of the business, just like we did in 2009 and 10 and so forth. So that's my soapbox speech. But I am sick of agents on social media saying the listing agent didn't do this and didn't do
Right.
that. You
Blaming.
have to be your own advocate. If you don't take anything away from this call, first you have to add value and then get paid what you're worth.
Right. And
Oh,
that's a really good point right there, because if most of the time, when people representing the buyers, some I work with some amazing buyers, agents, and they are awesome. They negotiate everything, and most importantly, as listing agent, we have to learn to truly. I mean, like Coach Kelly is right, but as a listing agent, we have to go ahead and talk about the 6%. That thing doesn't change. Okay, like the whole market change. Like I always, if anything, I reduce on mine. I would never cut down on the buyer's agent ever, because they work too hard. So let's say I work with an investor who have multiple listing. I do 5%. This for me, right? Personally is, I do 5 because he have multiple listing that I work with, and I'm okay with that. But I would never cut out the buyer's agent, because the buyer agent, they work too hard, guys. So as listing agent, we have to be responsible, especially in this market. But then again, like Coach Kelly said, we have, as buyer's agent, we have to also educate, like, if in case the seller are not paying, at once, not offering, here's my service, here's my fee. And no worry, we're gonna roll it in, we're gonna get with the loan. And so educate our buyers as much as the listing agent educating the sellers, the sellers. And that is
Yes.
very important these days.
one of the things that I've noticed in our 30 years of doing real estate business, and it hasn't changed. This is the sad part. There are so many agents out there that don't know what they're doing, or they're lazy, and they're not taking care of their client properly. They're not educating their client properly, whether it's on the buyer or the seller side. So it may fall on you to educate both sides, to be the bigger player in order to get the deal done, right? And so that I've seen that over and over and over again. And I don't like agents that say it's not my job, I don't handle that side. It doesn't matter. Your job is to get the deal done for your client,
Yep.
whoever that is, buyer or seller. And if you have to step up and fill a void that's happening with the other agent that's not doing it, sometimes you got to do that,
Mm-hmm.
That's one of our value props. As when you're
Yeah,
in your listing presentation, deal salvation or saving the deal, whatever that takes. People say, well, what is that? Whatever it takes. It's
that's
whatever it
right.
takes to keep this deal alive, to keep it going. So
Well,
that's how you add value.
it can be a good talking point to when you're dealing with buyers and sellers or your client, whoever you're representing. You can kind of say, hey, look, there's a lot of bad agents out there. You can kind of fall on the industry a little bit. They know it already. They're just not saying it out loud. There's a lot of bad agents out there, and I know it. We're going to run into it. What our job is to save deals. That's just like what you said, Keith. You're in your program. You say we save deals. We take the agents who have a client, and we'll help them walk them through the program if they're not doing what it takes. You know.
Exactly.
Tony, you raise your hand.
I was 100% in agreement with that. I'm saying I'm just noticing that there's a lot more agents where I'm having to do twice the work, and I
Mm-hmm.
try to, inform them and say, okay, hey, you know, if your client is stuck on this number, we can come up to this, but they need to help to, pay for my commission. If not, this is where the number is going to be,
Yep.
and obviously, we all try to make the deal work the best we can for everyone, but that's just what I'm seeing. I'm not saying, oh, I wasn't trying to get in a soapbox and rant that, list agents are horrible people. I was just saying a lot that I'm seeing in my market, they are like, oh, well, screw you, is kind of what's going on right now.
Right. Yeah.
And
I
I
know. I
think a
know.
lot of them are going to fall off.
Of
I
course,
actually
and
just
they
did
should.
one. Oh, I 100% agree. I just closed on one earlier this year where I ended up giving away a portion of my commission in order to get the deal closed because the seller's agent screwed up some of the forms, and in order to get it closed, I said I would take less commission because I was all in for my buyer.
Wow.
Nice.
Man, it's very important. And now we've been talking about, pricing and stuff. But as an agent, that's one of the things that I always teach all of our agents do is to make sure they respond. They answer the freaking buyer's agent when they call in. Because most of the time, the agent, I put in an offer like 4 weeks ago. Becky knows, like, I try to check on this market right now. I have to hunt down the listing agent. And I'm like, I'm texting, Becky's texting, and she didn't even respond. And then by the time she responds, my buyer's already changed his mind, want to go to a whole different place already. And that's, guys, we are in real estate, our phone, we're on vacation, man, and we still working because the business is not done until it is closed. Like we have this call every Monday, guys, and we're here for you. I don't care. I'm in wherever I'm in the world. We're in Rosemary Beach today, the whole family with 9 people here. And we understand why, because it's a dedication. It's not like we have to do. Of course, Kelly and Keith could do this without us, but this is so much fun. There's no way we're not gonna do this, because it is fun and it's a way to give back and a way to show you guys like, hey, just because you're out doesn't mean that you just let it go and business, come or not. I'm working with buyer agents, all over. They all got my text and they were like, Kim, you on vacation? I'm like, of course I am. But all of this, if you can take away from this call again, do the right marketing with the agent, like Coach Kelly saying earlier and Coach Keith, right? And then the right pricing and answer the stupid phone, man. And text them
That's right.
back. Let them know where everything is all the time because it's not them. They have
Yep.
buyers that freaking out about their first time buying and their first time selling. They don't know what's going on and they relying on. That's when you have an agent texting you all the time because the buyer texting them all the time. Okay. And that psychology
Yep.
is that agents thing, and that is a partnership. So it's not about me against them, they against us. No, nobody's against anybody. We are nothing but people who bring sell and buy together, and to the closing table, all of us are happy, one happy family when we close, right? And the
Yep.
buyer happy, the seller happy, the agent's happy. How many times you closing on a deal? Like, I don't ever want to deal with an agent again. Raise your hand if you have one, because I know I have. Exactly. And we all
Right.
have that. And we don't want to be that person, do we now, guys? We are
Right.
much better than the average agent out there. This is why this call every Monday is so important to us to get together, talk about different things. Today we have an open forum. So you guys, we are not just talking.
Yeah.
You guys can jump in, unmute yourself and talk. So Jonathan, I saw that. Jonathan, go ahead, my
Yeah.
love. Jonathan.
I was just going to piggyback off
Plumber.
of.
Jonathan Plummer, unmute yourself,
Yes,
my brother.
I am unmuted. Can you not hear me?
Yes, yeah, we can hear you. Kim
Oh,
is just kind of
okay.
choppy a little bit.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to piggyback off of what Kelly said on the buyer agent commission. To me, when a buyer's agent offer or asks about commission, I've already won that deal. You're not a strong negotiator.
Hmm.
If that's the first thing you're going to say,
Right.
you're not a strong negotiator. I'm going to eat you up every day. Um, but as far as a buyer's agent, that's the worst thing you can do. Just write it in your damn offer and call it a day. Uh,
Yeah, exactly.
don't even ask. I mean, just write it in, call it a day, and go on from there. And but yeah, if you're asking for, if you're offering, your seller's offering, you're not a strong agent whatsoever.
Yeah. Essentially, what this buyer program has done is it gives the buyer's agents the permission to negotiate on the behalf of the buyer for whatever needs to be done, right?
Well,
Including commission.
you've already negotiated your commission.
Hmm.
You're getting
That's right.
paid regardless.
That's right. Hey, I noticed that Brad put into the comments that his days on the market in East Tennessee are 60 days on the market, and Cincinnati are 23 days on the market. So that highlights the differences between the different cities. So that's a good point. If you guys can, as we're going through this call, put in the chat what your days on the market in your market. Put your market and the days on the market. That'd be an interesting to see what they are in different areas. So, who else has a comment on what's going on in their market in real estate, buyers, sellers, what have you? Anybody?
Hey, how's it going, Rob? This is DC in California.
Hey, DC, how you doing?
Doing good. How about yourself?
California.
How you doing?
Good job, Coach DC. Go right ahead.
Yeah, hey, it's great and sunny out here in LA, man. The average
Woohoo.
average days on market are about 70 days.
Wow.
70.
70 days on market, and
Wow.
you really have to sit down and have a conversation with your sellers in terms of, you have to ask them, do you want this? You want your house to sit or you want your house to sell?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in that situation with some listings. So we've just dropped. So I'm gonna have a come to Jesus moment with her this week and say, hey, look, you want to have some major eyes. I gotta knock this down another 30,000. If they see it knocked down, they're gonna buy because all your buyers are doing are circling the wagon to see if
Mm-hmm.
the house that they like will be reduced. That's all they're doing. And it's a beautiful home. I just say you just have to be very realistic in terms of how long you want this to be on the market. But yeah, they're staying on the market much longer out here as well. So you really have to price it aggressively.
Hey, DC,
Uh-huh.
talking about that, it sounds still pretty good, but what price range is that they on market represent? Because I know I've known some of the most exotic home in, let's say, Orange County. They are a little bit longer. So what price range are you talking about for that area that
This,
you're in California?
this can be anywhere from 700 to about 1.5. I just
700 to 1.5.
Yeah, I
Gotcha.
just sold a fixer in South Central Los Angeles, duplex. Needed work. It was owned by the grandmother who passed. And so what happened is as soon as I put the right price down there, it was sold. But the thing is, too, they were being delivered vacant, which is a big commodity in Los Angeles when you can deliver multi-units vacant for the buyer. Then you can actually price. You can really price your units aggressively versus those who are delivering properties with tenants in here. Because if you
Mhm.
guys know,
Mm.
we have some of the worst laws when it comes to protecting the investors and the those who own multi properties out here in California. Yeah.
Wow. Very cool.
So us 700's entry level in California, right?
Oh yeah, that's
Yes.
man, that was a duplex that needed about 80 to $90,000, probably 100 grand worth of work.
I might buy you a basement here in New York.
Yeah, that's pretty much entry level. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
So Laura, the fellows was saying she's in Orlando, and she said that yes, she has a listing agent back to the commission tell her a certain percentage, and she ignored and wrote it what she worked for, and all she got, and then still got them to pay what she worked for. You see that, guys? So it doesn't matter.
Mhm.
Do not I go, Laura. Yay. So you don't have to ask. You I never ask. I put it in. I don't care you pay or not. You go and work with your seller. I want my X%. You're gonna pay me that. So I don't even ask. I put in Georgia, that's a form 259. I'm like, hey, do that, and so don't have to, ask the listing agent. Good job, Laura. Awesome. That's amazing. That's kudo. Yeah, don't ask, just write it in. Let the
Right.
listing agent go to work themselves. I love that. I love that. Very cool.
So what else is helping people in this market with the different changes and things going on? Is there any kind of technology that's helping you to take advantage of the market or get ahead of the market? Does anybody have anything that they want to add on that? Because I know technology is really big right now, and there's a lot of changes going on in the technology market.
Man, we got to bring Anthony Robinson on this one.
Yeah.
Anthony, go, sir. Tell us what's going
Yeah,
on.
one of the changes, I know that KV Core has been a major CRM system in the market for quite a while, and they've just changed to Bold Trail, and I think they've added a bunch of stuff to it. And then other companies are starting to do different things. I know at our company that we are at EXP, we have choices now. Agents can actually choose the different types of platforms, and so now there's a scramble to say, hey, which one fits me best, and that kind of thing. So hey, Anthony, what are you seeing in the technology side of with Bold Trail changes and these other technology changes?
Hey guys, thanks for having me. So yes, one of the great things about the broker that we are with is that, like you said, Rob, is that they are now providing us choices. Choices are
Yeah.
all great thing, because that way, not everything fits everyone. Not one size fits all. Sometimes agents are looking for the specific functions that are tailored to the specific market or to the selling style, I call it.
So Anthony, what is the difference between Bold Trail, Lofty, and what's the other one?
Close.
Close. Okay, I've never heard of Close.
So yes, and funny thing is that I actually put together a 10 bullet point that I will be happy to share, so you guys can push it out to the community. That kind of give you in plain
Sure.
English the major differentials in each one of them. But to make it point straightforward and simple, if you are an agent or team or a team leader that is looking for every bell and whistle under the planet, where cost is not an option, for lack of a better word, where cost is not an issue, then perhaps Lofty is the direction that you may want to go. Lofty is a very robust technology that obviously comes at a price tag. There's no free meals on Lofty. Everything is a la carte. You're gonna get what you pay for. But it is I don't want to call it expensive. If you ask me, Anthony, if money is not an objection, what will you go with? I will go with Lofty. If money is not a part of your equation, please know that it does going to take a learning curve, like everything on the planet. It's going to take a little bit of a time for you to get there. But when you get there, you will be happy. It is a complete platform from end to end. If you are an agent where you obviously, like everything on the planet, that you have to keep an eye on your expenses, that you need to something that is plug and play with a lower learning curve, then Board Trail, formerly known as KB Core, is your choice. There are plenty of people like myself. There's a large community that is available to jump in and help you with the learning curve. So if you're looking for something that you could just very quickly, within 30 days, be up and running, that has everything that you need, then Board Trail is your choice. And finally, Close, it's called AI Close. It's a new platform. They've been making a lot of noise the last couple of weeks. It is one of the choices provided to us agents in our brokers ESP. They are a CRM that is more tailored to that agent that just looking for a relationship management. They may have already a website, they have already a dialer, they already have, this is more for the power user that has already all the technology layout and doesn't care about the fact that they may need to have a website on one end, a dialer on another end, a marketing another end. So it's more of a, I'm not going to call it entry level because it's a powerful CRM, but it requires multiple components. So
that one doesn't have a website attached to it. I know Bold Trail and Lofty have your own IDX website attached to it, right?
correct. It doesn't not only doesn't have that, but it is more, again, a close AI, that's what it is. It's more for the agent, for lack of a better word, that experienced team leader that's been on the market, has played with multiple technology, that knows what he's doing. I would not recommend it to the average agent because you are going to end up to having to go and get someone to build you a website. Then you're going to need a dialer. Then you're going to need an IDX data feed. So by the time that you're done, you're running 5 technologies and you're not selling houses.
Right.
Wow.
You know what I mean? It's not selling houses. It is a specific CRM. You want to manage your customers, and that's it. The minute you are,
so which one would be best? Which one would be best for agents who want to get up to speed quickly, if they wanted to get involved in a piece of technology and get up to speed quickly on?
Again, I teach all 3 of them, and I would tell you that the one that you could open running, I say 30 days, you could be open running quickly. It will be Board Trail.
I agree on that.
There's plenty of tutorials. There's plenty of available people like me that will help you, that will guide you. There's plenty of resources. Does it come at some pain? Absolutely, like everything else. But again, if the goal is to be up and running within 30 days or within 30 to 45 days at most, Board Trail is the choice. It's a complete suite. It has everything that you're going to need. You may need to change a little bit of your business model, but you could be up and running quickly.
So we've been talking about how to educate buyers and educate sellers. And most agents have a robust database and they need to be communicating with their database. But education it never ends. You have to constantly educate. It's not like, oh, you want to sell your house? Let me educate you. You have to constantly educate them. So how would you use, let's say, Bold Trail, one of these other SIMs, to consist along the way?
Well, every one of the CRM offer the same thing, which is the ability you continue communicating with your client, continue communicating. So what each one of them do great on that platform, out of all of them, Board Trail does have the ability for you to create a smart campaigns or what they call a drip campaigns, where you could put educational pieces in there to keep your customers and your clients aware of the marketplace. So as far as communication, Board Trail has a better communication mechanism. to keep people in track, to automate a lot of the outbound data that we generate. If you know what I mean by that. Outbound data, I mean market reports,
Yes, yes,
stats,
yes.
and things of that nature. That is one of the things that I recommend again, and that I teach agents all the time. You don't want to be that agent that your client call you and told you about, oh, do you know about the property that just came in the market? If you get that phone call, you are in trouble. If your client is the one calling you to tell you about the property that just came on the market, or did you saw the price deduction on this property that I was looking at, you are in trouble. You should know your market. You should understand what is going on in your area. And you should be able to utilize whichever platform you use, whether Board Trail, Close, or Lofty, to understand what is on the market. It's not just to use it to serve your client, but it's also to know your marketplace.
So if you did it right, you can take your database, you can drip on them with market conditions, what's going on in your market, days on the market, and where the prices are coming down, what's sold and how much it's sold under list price. If you educated your database on that information for 6 months, a year before they needed to sell, then their mindset has already been understanding the market every month as you're educating them along the way, correct?
That is correct. And also one of the platforms that I didn't mention is not a CRM, but believe me, I will pay to turn that into a CRM, is RPR. We are all realtors in this group. We have access to this amazing platform. There should not be a day in which you, the audience in here, that us, real estate agent, are not spending time in RPR looking at the market condition. That should be your first stop. You're grabbing your cup of coffee in the morning, you should be looking at RPR. RPR provides you everything. And I mean everything that is moving in your local market. That should be your first stop. Extract data from RPR and import it and drip it into your database. You come across as an educated agent that knows the market and that is on top of the market condition. So a combination of RPR with whichever platform you choose, it will probably be the choice for me.
Can I
Nice.
add that you can also, all of us have to embrace artificial intelligence. And artificial intelligence is a great way. You can upload some of that data from RPR, from your MLS, from wherever you get the data, and have it put it into a nice format that you can use both, not just for that one particular client, but for your entire database, like Rob said, also for your social media. That can also transcend over. So you're using the same data multi-purpose. So you're hitting people where they are. Not everyone's opening their email. Not everyone's on social. Not everyone's doing X, Y, and Z. But if you can take that data and repurpose it and use it, and I mean, we're at a time where tools, artificial intelligence tools, ChatGPT, Perplexity, they are shortening stuff that used to take, oh my goodness, a month. Now it's doing it in an hour.
Right.
And it can do your whole, I had I think it was on this call, someone gave a listing wizard that was talking about AI. I stuck my listing into there, put some pictures up. It did the entire marketing plan, all of my social posts, my feature sheet. It did all that in like 5 minutes.
What
So
program was that?
that was ChatGPT.
Josh. Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, so all I had to do was put the information in and it did everything else. It even gave me the hooks to use and who my ideal client was going to be for this property. So if we're not embracing technology, then that's one sure way to be out of the business.
You know,
Even
on that note about
our top leaders, Even our top leaders in our company, they are saying the agents who don't embrace AI and top tech over the next 24 months are going to be out of business.
They're saying 18 months now.
There you go. It's getting closer and closer, isn't it?
Right, right. And talking about, Anthony, we're talking about market updates and things like that. Some of the agents, really don't know what to do and talk about ChatGPT. How do you marry, RPR and ChatGPT together? That's a new program that Anthony would love to bring him to talk about Inflex AI. I was testing it out. So if you go to Kim Campbell on Facebook, you see I've been posting a lot of that because Inflex AI, they remove the daily work that I have to go to RPR, check out the market condition, and then put in ChatGPT and tell, give the whole status of Suwannee or everyone in Georgia that I want to focus on. So Anthony, would you talk about the AI a little bit on that Inflex AI that you're working on right now, that is rolling out right now? This program that Anthony is working on called Inflex AI Insider Real Estate is on it. Everybody's on his, on him right now about this very, very AI system. So Anthony, can you unmute and talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, no, and thank you, Kim. Yeah, listen, guy, I will make it an infomercial, but whenever you get a chance, absolutely reach out. Feel free to reach out, and I'll give you a quick demo. The Implex AI is a platform that I've been building for a long time, and finally took the time to put it all together. What it is obviously an AI, artificial intelligence, that automatically take current up to the minute market data and generate content for every social media platform that you are. Just like Kelly was saying, your consumers are not in one single place. They could be in Facebook, in Instagram, in LinkedIn, in your website. They are in different places. And what Implex AI has done is that it's taking market data, is looking at your website, is looking at where you're looking to target, meaning your market area, your neighborhood city, and it creates a marketing content calendar for you. So rather than having you every day, I tell people, can you use ChatGPT? Absolutely, as you should. But then what happened is now every single day you're sitting down to use ChatGPT and try to figure it out what to write and when to post and when to do it. Implex AI has taken all your manual work and automated the entire system. So in one moment, like you said, Kelly, you press a button, and next thing you know, you have an entire market, an entire calendar of content for each platform, for each month, branded specifically for you.
Well, let me tell you.
And by the way,
Go
guys,
ahead.
hold on, Rob, hold on. Because you guys are with World Global every Monday, you get this information firsthand. So 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, you can listen back and like, wait a minute, I remember hearing this Inflex.ai like months ago. Well, you guys are the first group that actually, I'm open, we're opening up and let you guys expose to a new marketing way where we can cut down the time. We don't have to go manually go to from one like RPR report to ChatGPT to market update, all the stuff. Inflex.ai has all that component in there for you. So go, Rob.
Well, let me tell you how important this idea of consistency is, because a mortgage company drew me in, and I get emails from everybody, right? Well, this one mortgage company, they send out every week on Monday a interest rate report, and they analyze what happened with interest rates this past week. Did they go up? Did they go down? What's the plan? Is it hot? Is it red? Is it yellow? Is it green? That kind of thing. What is it for buyers? That kind of thing. So they send this to me, and I caught myself. This is how important this is. I caught myself looking forward to checking it every single week and see what's going on with interest rates. Now, am I in the market for a house? No. Do I need interest rates right now? No. Do I like knowing what's going on? Yes. I want to know what's going on right now, right? So I have that knowledge in my head. Buyers and sellers are the same way. If you're taking information about what's going on in the marketplace of real estate and you're packaging it up and you're consistently sending it out to your clients and they know to expect it on this day every day of the market conditions of what's going on for buying a home, for selling a home, whatever it is, if they know that they get to see the current market statistics from you and makes you look like an expert, they're getting fed all this information. Who are they going to go to when it's time for them to buy or sell a house? So having a way to take technology, put that together and put it out there, I don't care how you do it. Find a way to get something going, consistency, leveraging your CRM system to communicate with your current database, with your social media reach, and be consistent with market knowledge. That's going to be key going forward.
Hey, Rob, when I do my market update, I use ChatGPT. I do the month before, get a summary, and I say go to ChatGPT and say, okay, make it sound like me, use my language. And then I do my report. And then I upload it to Follow Up Boss. I have an email. And then for the folks I don't have an email to, I do a text, but I have a link to the video. So they're not going to get away from me. It's going on social.
Sure.
It's going through email, and if they only got a phone number, they're getting a text. But it's going out, and I'm going to get in front of them somehow, some way. So, like you said, and I got FISBOs that I'm not doing business with, but they call me and respond and talk to me about the report. So whenever they get fed up,
Yep.
I've already got their ear. So it's definitely worthwhile to put that on your schedule for a monthly, weekly, however you're going to do it, and be consistent with it.
And that's a great way. A lot of agents are asking me, how do I grow my database? How do I build my database? Well, doing market updates on social media, the people that like and comment on your information need to be routed to your database as soon as possible because they're engaged, right?
Exactly.
You got a lot of people that are looking and don't ever do anything, but if they take the time to hit the like button, if they take the time to make a comment, they need to be in your database. You pull that information out and you stuck them in your database as soon as you possibly can, because that's an active potential partner.
That's a lead. That is a free lead.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Yep.
definitely
Free
done.
leads.
Do the right. Yes.
Yep. So I know Keith, he does a lot of videos too. He'll do live videos and stuff. For some reason, I get your stuff all the time.
Yeah.
I'm not even in your market, but I get your stuff. So I see you pop up on Reels and stuff like that. I love it.
I was just going to say that maybe one of the future meetings should be about database follow-up, because we talked about what database, but it's how you use your database that really matters more so than what CRM you have.
I totally agree with that. So Julie, I know Julie's on the call. She's our office manager for Grow Global, international office manager for Grow Global. So Julie, put that on the list for how to leverage your CRM for follow-up, for effective follow-up, that kind of thing. That'd be perfect. I love that. So, all right, who else has any comments on what's going on in your marketplace? How are you using different tools, technologies, market research? What are you using in your marketplace? We only have a few more minutes, but anybody else have any comments about their local market?
Jordan, Ray, come on, buddy.
Yeah, I was actually going to start speaking now, Kim. You need to say something. Anyways, market's going. It's going good here. I mean, it's oversaturated with a lot of sellers, and I'm currently
what market are you in, Jordan?
Oh, Memphis market in North Mississippi.
Memphis, so perfect.
Yeah, and I'm currently going on.
So you're saying it's oversaturated with
sellers.
Sellers.
Yeah, there must be a delay on your end.
That's okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's I mean, there's a lot of sellers, not enough buyers. A lot of sellers wanting to overprice. I've actually been going on a ton of listing appointments lately. And I even got one this afternoon. As soon as this call's over, I actually got to leave really shortly. And then I've got another one later on this evening and like 3 tomorrow. And but the majority of these people are wanting way too much for their house. And so I'm honestly, if I go to a listing, I try not to get too attached to the outcome in these situations, because if I go to these appointments and I start taking every seller, I'm going to be wasting a lot of time. And they're just, I've got one right now who's he's an out-of-state investor, wants to sell off a package of properties, and I told him what he needed to sell them for, and he's now he's trying to negotiate with me on my commission, the listing length, and also the price. I said, look, man, you got to just make a decision, because I'm not going to sit here and play Rambo with you, you know. And and so that's just the way it's been. Buyers, a lot of my investors, because I'm very investor heavy, a lot of them are very quiet right now, and I've reached out to a few of them just to kind of see why they're so quiet, and a lot of them are worried because of I guess they're watching stocks too, and I try to explain to them you can't correlate the two, but I mean you can, but you can't, you know, and so they're watching the stocks, and then they're watching the economy, and I'm like, look, you're an investor, you know. When others are fearful, you need to be buying. You know what I mean? And that's what what's his name says. Y'all know who I'm talking about. But that's just kind of what I'm seeing. So
I mean,
Perfect.
right now, if you think about it, I know people don't understand. Most of the people who wait, I told the buyers this. I'm like, listen, if you must buy something, this will be the best time to buy for one reason, because right now you get a chance to negotiate. When people talk about the market crash and all this stuff coming, well, what happening during that crash? That's like everybody gonna go buy, and then you're gonna buy it. So I say, if you have to, sell right now, be a good time to buy and sell. Depends on if you must sell or must buy. This will be a perfect time to do that.
yeah, exactly.
I got a tip for you guys.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Talking about technology and talking about ChatGPT and everything else. Listen, as I always teach people, and every time I talk about real estate agent, I always talk about knowing your market. So here's a tip for those of you that love and use ChatGPT. Take your school calendar. Take the area that you cover. Whatever area that you cover, whatever town or city, neighborhood you cover. Take the school calendar. Upload it to ChatGPT. Take the report, take the market activity report from RPR, upload it to ChatGPT, both of them. Tell ChatGPT to give you the ideal time, the ideal closing day and time for the person that want to move to that town, taking the school into perspective. And it will tell you exactly when that person needs to lease or buy if they want to be in that school district for the opening date of the school. You do that and you go into a listing where you're working with a buyer and you say, if you want to be in that school district, you need to buy something and be on the table by XYZ day, because the system will automatically tell you how long, based on current market condition, it will take to close on that transaction. You use that reverse engineering, and now you're speaking in a different language that no one else is doing, because you're looking at data. You're taking away the emotion out of the equation. That's my tip for the day.
Good tip.
Good tip.
I love that, because now you're pacing the potential buyer for the right information. That's awesome.
And the
Well,
seller.
hey, thank you guys for coming on. Yes, exactly. Seller too. So, hey, thank you guys. This was a great call. A lot of great information. Hey, take a little piece of what you learned today and apply it in something that you're doing. That's what success is. You don't do everything at once, because you can't possibly do that, but take a little nugget from today and apply it to what you're doing. So, hey, thanks for joining the Grow Global call this week. We're going to have another one next Monday at noon Eastern time. And you guys have an amazing week and have an amazing 4th of July. Bye, guys. Take care.
Bye.
Yay!
The fourth is Keith's birthday.
Happy birthday, Keith!
Happy birthday, Keith!
Happy
Happy birthday,
Keith
Coach
gets
Keith!
fireworks on his birthday.
Whoa!
Every year.
Oh,
Every
Happy
year. That's
birthday.
on me.
He's a Patriot
he's a
baby.
big deal.
Have a
He's a
good
That's
one.
right.
big
That's
deal.
right. Bye,
I love
guys.
it.
Have a great
Bye.
week.
Bye, guys. Love you guys. Love you guys so much. Bye. Awesome.